The Swineherd by Hans Christian Andersen. There was once a poor prince who had a kingdom, but it was a very small one. Still, it was big enough to allow him to share it with someone, so he decided to get married. It was certainly quite shaky of him to ask the imperial daughter, "Will you marry me?" as he did one day, but he was so known far and wide, and there were 100 princesses who would have answered, "Yes, please." Listen on and hear how this one answered.
It happened that in his kingdom there grew a rose tree, a most beautiful rose tree, which blossomed only once in 5 years, and even then he had only one flower. Ah, but what a rose! It smelled so sweet that anyone who smelled it forgot all their worries. The prince also had a nightingale that could sing so beautifully that it could sing any music in the world.
She saw the casket with the presents. The princess clapped her hands for joy. The prince decided to send his two most precious possessions to the princess. He put them into large silver caskets and sent them to her. So the emperor had them brought into a large hall, where the princess and the ladies of the court were sitting. When she saw the caskets with the presents, the princess clapped her hands for joy. She cried, "Instead the rose tree with its beautiful rose came to you,"
Oh, how pretty it is!
said all the court ladies.
It is more than pretty.
Said the emperor.
It is lovely.
The princess touched it and was ready to cry.
Darn it, Daddy!
She said,
It is not made by someone at all. It is only something that grew. How boring is that?
Darn!
said all the court ladies together.
It is only something that grew. Let us see what's in the other casket before we get into a bad mood,
said the emperor. So the nightingale came out and sang so delightfully that the first note could say anything bad about her. From his saucepan could smell out the dishes that were cooking on every cooker in the whole city.
Now the princess happened to walk that way with her court ladies, and when she heard the tune, she stood quite still and seemed pleased. It was the only tune she could play on the piano, which she could only play with one finger, as she never could be bothered to practice.
Why, that is the piece that I play on the piano,
Said the princess.
That swineherd must certainly have been well educated. Go in and ask him how much will it cost to buy it.
So one of the court ladies went and holding her nose and asked,
How much for the saucepan?
The price is 10 guineas from the princess.
said the swineherd.
Heaven preserve us.
Cried the lady.
I must sell it for less.
Answered the swineherd.
Well, what does he say?
Asked the princess after the lady had her told.
I cannot tell you really.
Replied the lady.
It's too dreadful.
Then you may whisper it.
So the lady whispered,
He is a cheeky fellow.
said the princess, and she went on. But when she had gone a little way, the balls again began to tinkle prettily.
Wait,
Said the princess.
ask him if he will have 10 kisses from my ladies of the court.
No, thank you.
answered the swineherd.
10 kisses from the princess, or I keep the sauce in myself.
How tiresome! But I want that saucepan, and I want it now.
Said the princess to the ladies around her.
I'll do it, but all of you stand around me so that nobody else can see.
The prize is 10 kisses from the princess.
The court ladies placed themselves in front of her and spread out their dresses. So the swineherd got his 10 kisses and the princess got the saucepan.
The prince, that is the swineherd, for no one knew that he was anything other than a dirty pig boy, didn't let a day pass without working at something. At last he made a rat, which, when it was swung around and round, played all the dance, wallows, and jigs which have ever been heard since the beginning of the time.
Tik sėlai pražėdamai, mano laikas skaičiuoja ramiai. Minutė į minutę, tiksliau negali būti. Viską reik suspėti, turiu labai skubėti. Tik, tik, ta, laikrodžiai tiksi, tik, tik, ta. Sekundės mirksi, tik, tik, ta. Bėga laikas, be saiko. Tik, tik, ta, laikrodžiai tiksi, tik, tik, ta. Sekundės mirksi, tik, tik, ta. Bėga laikas, be saiko. Mano laikas skaičiuoja ramiai. Minutė į minutę, tiksliau negali būti. Viską reik suspėti, turiu labai skubėti. Tik, tik, ta, laikrodžiai tiksi, tik, tik, ta. Sekundės mirksi, tik, tik, ta. Bėga laikas, be saiko. Tik, tik, ta, laikrodžiai tiksi, tik, tik, ta. Sekundės mirksi, tik, tik, ta. Bėga laikas, be saiko.
Ah, that is superb.
Said the princess when she passed by.
I have never heard prettier music. Go and ask him the price of the instrument,
She asked one of the ladies.
but tell him no more kisses.
He wants 100 kisses from the princess.
Said the lady when she returned.
He's mad.
Said the princess and walked on, but when she had gone a little way, she stopped again.
It's good to encourage the arts.
She said,
I am the emperor's daughter. Tell him he shall, as on yesterday, have 10 kisses and can take the rest from the ladies of the court.
Oh, but we all not like that at all.
said the ladies,
How dare you complain?
cried the princess.
If I can kiss him, surely you can. Remember, I give you food and money.
The lady went back in to make the offer, but it was no use.
100 kisses from the princess, or forget about it.
Now the princess really wanted rattle, so finally she gave in.
Stand round.
She said, and all the ladies stood around her as before to cover her up.
What can be the reason for such a crowd by the pigsty?
Asked the emperor, who happened just then to step out on the balcony. He rubbed his eyes and put on his spectacles.
They are the ladies of the court. I must go and see what's going on.
So he pulled on his slippers and went outside. As soon as he got into the courtyard, he moved very softly, and the ladies were so busy with counting the kisses that they did not notice the emperor. He rose up on his tiptoes to see over them.
What is all this?
Said he, when he saw what was going on, and he tore off a slipper and threw it at the couple, just as the swineherd was taking the 86th kiss.
Be off with you both. Leave.
Cried the emperor, for he was very angry. But the princess and the swineherd were thrown out of the city.
What a bore!
Said the princess.
Now I'm stuck out here with a smelly pig boy. I should have married that other handsome prince with the rose tree and the nightingale. At least I would have had a roof over my head.
The swineherd went behind the tree, washed the black and brown from his face, threw off his dirty clothes, and stepped forth in his princely clothes. He looked so noble that the princess could not help bowing before him.
Great, that's all sorted then,
She said,
I've a change in my mind and I'll take you after all. Hopefully most of your bad smell is gone. You'll have to get rid of that bird though. Oh, I can't stand it. Now take me somewhere for food. I'm hungry.
You know what?
he replied.
On second thoughts, I think I'll say no thanks. You had no interest. Then I was an honorable friend. You couldn't see the beauty of the rose or the nightingale, my most precious possessions in the world. But you were okay to get the winter hair for the sake of a toy. You're not for me after all. I'm off.
He then went back to his own little kingdom, where he shut the door of his palace and left her behind. As for the princess, maybe she learned her lesson and became a nicer person. Nobody really knows for sure, as it was too long ago.